Hey, what's up everybody? This is the Parlay Doc representing OddsJam.com, and today's video is called How to Bet on the NHL Explained in 5 Minutes. That's right, this is geared towards you newer sports bettors who are interested in betting on hockey but are a little intimidated. So I'm going to show you an on-screen tutorial of FanDuel Sportsbook, and I'm going to show you how to bet on some of the main markets, some of the game props, and player props. So it'll all make sense and you can get started right away. So let's take a look. Okay, so for our example, I'm going to show you this game between the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Washington Capitals. First, let's take a look at the three main markets. The main markets include the spread, the money line, and totals bet. Okay, I'm going to make an assumption that you understand what the odds mean to keep this as simple as possible. But let's first start off with the most straightforward bet, the money line bet. Okay, so the money line bet just means who am I going to pick as the winner of this game? And as long as I pick the winner, I will win this bet. For example, the Capitals are a heavy favorite, and that's indicated by a minus number. So this, if I pick the Capitals at minus 385, that means I would have to wager $385 and risk that to win just $100 in profit. Not so great. The Blue Jackets are an underdog at plus 300. If I select this, that means if I risked $100, I would win $300 profit. Awesome, but there's a reason for that. They're an underdog, so it's unlikely that they would win according to the sportsbook. But this, in its very basic essence, is the money line is you are just picking the winner. Now let's look at a slight twist on that, the spread bet. Okay, this is not just thinking about picking winners and losers, but how much a team will win or lose by. Okay, so for example, if I pick the Blue Jackets at plus 2.5, this means as long as the Blue Jackets don't lose by more than 2.5 goals, I will win this bet. If I pick the Capitals at minus 2.5, they have to win by more than 2.5 goals for me to win this bet. Okay, so if they win by 1, if they win by 2, I will still lose. They need to win by more than 2.5. Finally, the third main market are totals, and this is basically you picking and guessing, will the total amount of goals scored be over or under the number that is set? So in this case, will they score more or less than 6.5 total goals combined? Okay, so here's one variation. There's many different props or variations on the main markets. This is one of the most popular twists. Will the team that I select on the money line, this is called a 60-minute money line, will they win within regulation? Meaning I am selecting the team to win, and they have to win prior to overtime. So if the game ends in a tie in overtime, and I selected the Capitals or the Blue Jackets, I would actually lose. If I had selected tie, I would win. So there's actually now 3 choices. You have to predict who will win, or will there be a tie at the end of regulation? So as a result, you can see the odds are actually better than if you would just pick the standard money line, but that's because you're taking a risk, because if you pick one of the sides and the game ends in a tie in regulation, you would lose unless you select tie. So there's 3 choices. Okay, now very quickly, let's move into the main markets, okay? One of the most popular one is shots. Shots on goal. Will the player that you select get at least 1 shot on goal, 2, 3, 4? You can select any of the above here in FanDuel, okay? So obviously, if it's an aggressive player who tends to get a lot of shots on goal, the odds are not so great. But you can select who will get X amount of shots on goal as a prop bet if you want to just bet on some individual player props. Now, you can obviously pick goal scorers, same thing, who will score a goal, and here are the different odds. And here's a slight twist on goal scorers, points and assists. For example, you get a point in hockey as a player if you score or you provide an assist. So for example, Dylan Strome is minus 160 to get over half a point. So those odds are worse than if he scored a goal, which would be plus 260. And why is that? Because you can win this bet if he gets an assist or a goal, where in the other case, it's only for a goal. So hopefully this showed you some of the fun different variations of how to bet the main markets and some of the player props in an NHL game on FanDuel. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you're a new sports bettor, and we can do a few more for some of the other sports. Have a good one, everybody. Parlay Doc from OddsJam.com.